Today we're taking a look at VeChain's VET coin, performing some technical analysis and making some predictions on where we can expect to see VeChain go in the near future. Let's get into it. Welcome back into the VeChain chart, guys. If you'd like to buy VeChain's VET coin or want some free Bitcoin, there are a couple of links down in the description of today's video. And unfortunately for us, the trend has not been our friend and the overall market has not been helpful either. And as a result of that, we did manage to bounce on the 18th all the way up to where we thought we were hopefully going to go, that 20-day moving average, just shy of it actually on the 21st, and come back down, which we certainly did. But unfortunately, we then fell through our key point of support, which was at 5.8 cents. We've now fallen all the way down over here to our current point, which is at a value of 5.2 cents, but did certainly touch on two different occasions 5.0. So let's get rid of this point here. Let's start to, I suppose, extend some of these lines out as well and work out exactly what is going on with VeChain. Well, I think it is at a point now where we can actually establish a potential trend, starting basically from the top up here, the 31st of March, and we peaked on a value of 8.9 cents. So we're going to use that as our starting point. This now we are basically showing as a line, and the line is showing that we are moving in a downwards direction, as you clearly already can see. So we got the top end of the channel here, in my opinion, and then I'd say we certainly do have a bottom end as well, but where that can start, it's a bit harder to tell. I'm going to suggest that it's not actually in a channel format like we're seeing here. Instead, I think what we're seeing is something more like this. I'm going to put that in place like that, and as you can see here, it is more of a bit of a descending sort of wedge formation as opposed to what we have typically seen, which is a channel sort of movement. So that basically moves us all the way down towards the point where we're at, like where we are right now, 5.1 cents. I'm expecting what we're going to see now is a bounce, of course, off the horizontal point of support and this bottom, I suppose, downtrending line as well. A little bit of a bounce, so we're going to bounce, probably test this point, and it's going to get tighter and tighter now. Of course, moving into a real tight period over the next few days when we get to this corner over here of the triangle. So basically, we're either going to see a big break up back towards, this 5.8 cent mark, or we're going to see a breakdown and we'll be testing, unfortunately, a major point of support for us, which is likely this 4.3 cent mark. So I'm going to just shift it down, put it in place. That is our next major point of support right there, 4.3 cents. Let's zoom in so you can see, have plenty of sort of bounces off this point. One over here on the 24th of Jan, a bunch over here in the end of February, and some in the middle of March as well. That is realistically our next major point of support. Hopefully we do not touch that, but we're certainly moving in that sort of a direction. Time will certainly tell, but the volume has been decreasing since our initial pump. Hopefully we start to see a swoop up, and it is buying momentum, similar to what we saw over here as well. Let's take a look at a few more indicators. RSI first and foremost. The RSI is showing us we were obviously overbought here, as we knew, and we are moving very close now to the oversold region, sitting at 35.57 yesterday, now currently sitting at 37.24. A bit of a tick up as we've had a nice little bounce. Now, interestingly enough, we did see Bitcoin have a bounce, but we didn't see VeChain bounce. That's because we were stuck below these key points of resistance and moving averages. If we zoom in on the moving averages, you'll notice that we also had a cross of the moving averages, a 20-day below the 50-day, indicating that our overall trend has shifted in a downwards direction, unfortunately. And I'm expecting what we're going to see on the MACD is something very similar to that. I'll just get rid of this here. I've accidentally brought that up. There we go. But you can see, the end of that red period we thought was going to occur. But I did mention previously, parallel lines. these 12-day and 26-day EMA doesn't look like they're going to cross because they're moving in the same direction simultaneously. So we're still seeing that occur, the red period's being extended, and unless we see a breakout, of course, of this downtrending line over here now, we'll continue to move in a downwards direction, unfortunately. So what can we take from this? Well, firstly, obviously we need to watch for a potential cross, but I think the only way that's going to occur is if we do genuinely see a bit of a breakout of this triangle pattern moving in a downwards or descending wedge, I suppose we'll call it. If we don't see a breakout of that, the red period's going to continue and we're going to move down towards that 4.3 cent mark. Best case scenario for us, and hopefully something that does get seen in the near future, is 5.8 cents. If we manage to break this line, then it's positive, but what we're going to see is either a break up or a breakdown, and at this point in time it is actually quite hard to tell. I think this will be dictated by the market rather than VET itself. Let's watch the market. If the market pumps, the target's 5.8 cents. If the overall market dumps, then we're going to see 4.3 cents. That wraps up today's analysis on VeChain, guys. I'd love to hear your thoughts down in the comment section below. Of course, if you did enjoy today's video, make sure you do leave a thumbs up. And if you want to see more of this sort of content, hit subscribe and turn on those bell notifications. I'll leave it there for today, guys. I hope you have an awesome day. I'll see you next time. Cheers.